Welcome back everyone to my Terran Resurgence Galactic Civilizations 3 Let's Play. Recently I've completely and utterly destroyed the Drengen, taking their last systems, their capital and their secondary home system world Konar. So we basically got revenge for the Resurgence, but now it's a case of actually winning the game. And I believe the quickest way to do that is probably by destroying the Snathi, getting them to either surrender or just completely taking all of their worlds. And then achieving an alliance victory with whichever factions remain, which is going to be more than likely the Iconians and the Altarians. So I'm focusing completely on that now. I'm going to start to get some diplomatic tech to be able to ally with the Altarians and also the Iconians. I was actually researching this here, but it turns out quite a few of the AIs have that tech, so I may actually research that one instead. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to see if anyone's got that in a few turns when I can next speak to them. I know someone has that tech as well. Also this turn, diplomatically, I've done one trade deal with the Baron. So that miniaturization specialization, I believe, lowers the cargo space by 10% for some weapons. That's a early specialization tech that I just picked up. In the last video I actually got some extra cargo space. I haven't redesigned my ships yet. There's a number of anomalies I want to get first just in case, because if I got any extra space somehow then I'd have to redesign all my ships again. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be building up for a number of turns. I'm not sure how many yet, but I'm going to be getting fleets over here, my transports. And this is where my main focus of my attack's going to be. Got to be a bit careful with planets over here, perhaps if the Snathi bring forces out over there, and this world is actually very vulnerable. I'm not really going to focus too much on trying to protect it though. Probably it's not exactly very important. Okay, so let's do some movement before I end the turn. I recently made a transport there. I'm going to do that later. I'm just going to focus on my Intrepids, my survey ships here for the time being. So there's a capsule here. I think I'm just going to use it on that Econ treaty. These treaties, to be honest, it's been a while since I've used any of them. They're particularly powerful. The AI gives you way too much for them. I checked the wiki. I don't really think it matters which one I go for. I don't believe any of the AIs have any of them, sadly, so I would have based my decision around which one to go for if they had picked them up. Which is what I do with all specialization techs pretty much. Right, there's an anomaly down there which I can't pick up. So where am I going to with this? There's another capsule. I think that is a graveyard up there, wasn't it? So I'm going to come out to there. Okay, what next? This Intrepid, there's another capsule. I'll pick that up there. No more money. Sadly no actual tech boost, 25%, which is what I was hoping for. Space junk there. Might start to actually run out of anomalies to pick up in a minute in certain areas. Ship graveyard. Let's tank that. Just a quick battle there. There's a constructor I've got to move in a minute. Let's move that space junk. Treasury, another ship graveyard. Okay, quick battle there. And a scout, which I've got to move in a minute. This small fleet, let's pick up the ship graveyard. I should probably get a decent fleet to look for precursor anomalies now, actually. It's probably a pretty good idea. There's none down here though, sadly. I think most of them are up there on the map. Okay. Defender, which you've got to move. How much movement? 3. Okay. Can probably fleet up with that. That can fleet up with that in a minute. That's space junk. 100 treasury, nice. I think I'll come up here. Fleet, I gotta destroy that star base as well, arguably. One movement. That one can grab a capsule. finally got a boost. I'm gonna, well, I use artifacts that are really expensive ones and a capsule, so I'll probably just use them whatever I'm researching now, I think. So this got X amount move on the left. Let's destroy that while we're down here. Quick battle. Okay. I'm not sure how many turns it's going to take for me to build up forces around here. It could be 5, it could be 10, 15. Well, I guess we'll see. So 2 turns up there. Right, it's transports. Looking for stuff that can get capsules now. Right, I don't believe there's any left, so I'm going to finish my movement now. Redesign some ships. I've done my colonies already, and then we'll end the turn. This turn I've redesigned a lot of my ships with the extra cargo space I've recently picked up, and also a miniaturization tech for weapons. So I've only redesigned the ships that I intend to make in the short term. So this command ship, I've added a couple of extra hyperdrives. The Cura ship, I've added some extra titanium plating. The Ironclad, I've added extra graviton drivers, a few extra I believe. My constructors, I've updated down, so this one has 4 constructors and a bit of engines, that one has 5, and an engine and a range module. My transport, I've added an extra couple of hyperdrives to that design. I've also redesigned my sensor ship. This is a new type of sensor I put on as well. It used to be interstellar sensors. It's quite expensive on the maintenance, so maybe I should have kept with the old one, which is a bit cheaper, but the sensor range is brilliant. So I think it's about 10 more with this over the interstellar one, so it might be worthwhile perhaps. So I've actually added a couple of sensors in my queues. Can't remember which ones now. I think it's one down there maybe, and one over here. I've got transports on the go. I think there's a couple of combat ships in there as well. I've done all of the movement for the turn, so I believe I'm ready to end the turn. Okay, and I've got various ships floating around, auto movement, constructors, and ships soon to be constructors. Move my transports down here. There isn't really a safe place I can put them. The Snaffly actually have decent movement for AI ships. I think their crushers have a movement between 7 and 9-ish. So I do have to be a bit careful with these transports eventually. My fleets aren't really grouping up here much yet, but yeah, they will be soon. Right, so transport done up near Inferno. This turn I actually got up my second Bureau of Labour building. With the tweaks I made to it, it's very expensive of course, so 500 manufacturing and 10 maintenance. This has allowed me to more specialise Rorris though, which is a wealth world, a precursor treasury world, so I'm actually generating a decent amount of money here and producing enough manufacturing just to get the last remaining buildings upgraded currently. Coercion only on 5% by splitting them 50-50. My sensors are, well, I've got a couple of new sensors, so my sensor range has been extended quite a bit in certain areas, and I'm bringing a couple of center ships up to the northern part of the map just in case the Snaffly actually come over here. There are the odd small Snaffly fleets around here, so I could probably do with a fleet up here at some point actually. I've got movement to do at the end of this turn now. I've done the colonies, so I'm just picking up anomalies now in the main. So what is this? This is a fleet that's been grouping up here. There's an artifact there, so what am I going to actually get with the artifact next? That's a good question. I believe that I might be able to get massive scale construction, which I don't think I've ever gotten in any of the games I've actually played. I've yeah, won by the time I've gotten around to getting that. So let's get that. This artifact event there was not something I usually get. So basic factory, Zalank, right, that's not one I wanted. There's actually another artifact there. So let's try and pick that up again. Brilliant, I've actually got it. Okay, so I might want to design some new ships this turn. Right, how much movement? 2. Right, transport, come back to later on. The Intrepid here. Let's pick up that graveyard. Okay. And there's a capsule next door. So I think I'll stick this back on the diplomatic one. That there. Okay. Treasury. Not getting too much luck with those at the moment. Space junk. Go there. What's left? Intrepid there. More space junk. Okay, I think most of the anomalies around here are pretty much gotten to now, aren't they? Let's put that back down there. There's another artifact here, and I've got no idea which tech I want now. I think this is the tech that's actually the most expensive now, so I'm gonna try and pick this up with the artifact. Now, normally cargo capacity is so powerful, so useful that I would almost always go for it. But I actually want to get a lot of ships out, and reducing the cost of the hulls will help me to get ships out quicker. My ships are more than capable of taking out the Snappy already. I probably don't need extra capacity. So let's get the manufacturing cost down, I believe. Select that. Pick up the artifacts, and I didn't actually pick it up. I picked up some money, which at the rate I'm losing might be pretty useful anyway. I probably need to do some trades just for money in a bit, actually. Let's bring that out over there. Okay. What next? There's that. Picking up a graveyard. Quick battle. Okay. There's a starbase up there. Should I pick that first? Yeah, let's pick that up first and I'll come back up there. Okay, so that's got 1 movement. Transport, transport, transport. Curious. Right, this there, another artifact. I've actually picked it up as well, brilliant. Okay, what's that? Wormhole. Ship graveyards. If I move that this turn needs to have. Yeah, almost all these anomalies over in this part of the map are now picked up, so I'm going to be fleeting up a lot in a second here. Quick battle there. Okay, we've got a cutter. 3 movements. I won't be going through that wormhole with the main fleet, I think. I'll probably get the Intrepid that's over here to grab that. Ironclad, right, shipyards. Okay, we've got that. Come back to you later. Right, so I believe I've done all of the picking up of anomalies, so I'm going to finish up the movement now, and then I'll end the turn. This turn I've created a new huge hull design after having just picked it up via an artifact. So this is the Pauldron. Its design is very similar to the Curious, if not identical to the Curious. Basically, it is designed to protect the fleet from the Snaffy's kinetic weapons. And because of the massive cargo space it's got on the huge hull, I've been able to stick crazy amounts of titanium plating on it. The best armoured I've got, 29 in fact. I've stuck 1 point defense and 1 shield strength on it as well. I've also got the structural enhancements, 3 range modules as normal to get it where it needs to go. And I've stuck 7 engines on it as well, so it can also get to where it needs to go in a decent time as well. So I'm probably going to have 1 of these per fleet, and that's probably all I'm hopefully going to need to suck up all of the incoming fire from the Snappy fleets. Its logistics is 10, but I should be able to take 1 off that because of the Hyperion logistics building I've got. I'm going to be using all of my specialized bonus Hyperion stuff on making these. I've actually stuck 1 in the list up here on Juma, so I've got enough crude manufacturing there, and all of my bonus planets are focusing on it as well. This turn as well with my other, well, Infernum's production, I've switched this one. I'm going to make ironclads I'm probably going to stick to large hulls for most of my ships. I need numbers really rather than just a small amount of amazing ships arguably. So yeah, that's what I'm doing currently for this turn. All movement done, all colonies done. Let's end the turn. Okay, so we're getting closer to the point now where I can pull the trigger and start this war. Move some transports over there. Preferably I want to be able to take out all of these loose snappy ships all in one go, in one turn over here. Make sure my transports aren't at risk. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do that or not, but we'll see. Juma's made another shipyard recently over here, so I can start making more fleets there. Konar's made a transport over there. Okay, so I've got colonies to do and moving ships into the right positions. Colonies are done. You can see my new Pauldron ship there as well, so let's get to grabbing these anomalies all over the place. So with the capsule, hopefully it does 25% and it carries over for this. I'm not sure if it does, but I'm going to pick this up anyway with that. Right, so we've got 25% there. The next tech I'm going to stick in the list is going to be another Diplo tech, the Alliance one. So let's pick up Interstellar Alliances. Might want to have a look how that works this turn actually. Well, I'll just come here. So, oh, you can't actually do that with someone who doesn't like you. So let's talk to Marauders. So how does it work? 25% bonus to the wealth of both civilizations, though the sharing of markets. Spell a mistake. So that's actually different to what it says on the wiki. So it looks like I should have checked this, not checked the wiki instead. Right, anyway, it doesn't really matter. Right, what else have I got this turn? Right, that's got a couple of movement points. Not sure where that's going. Transports, I don't know where they're going. Let's pick up that space junk. 30 treasury. Let's move it towards the capsule. Pick that up. 140. Space junk over there. Okay, what's left? Transports, transports. That one can pick up the graveyard. Quick battle there. Okay, I don't think there's any more anomalies nearby, so come back to that later. That one can pick up the graveyards. Okay, likewise with that one. That can pick up space junk. Treasury 41 is a capsule there. I think I'll get something else to pick that one up though. Let's bring that back to Edward Starbase. I'm going to destroy that, and I need a fleet to deal with these probably. So, what else? That I'll move in a minute. As that figure out later. That I'll figure out later. That Curus I'll probably bring to join that. Okay, that can pick up ship graveyard. Battle. There's a shipyard down here which I might as well destroy while I'm down here as well. I'm sure there's a wormhole here last time. Maybe someone picked it up. I can't see it anymore. I can move there. How much movement? 6. Quick battle. Okay, let's destroy the shipyard as well. Should be pretty easy. Okay. How much movement? 3. I might upgrade my old Cuirassies once I've got enough of those pauldrons, but it's probably going to cost me a lot of money to do that. Right, the sensor got to move, and shipyards. Right, I believe I picked up all the anomalies I can this turn, so I'm going to finish up the rest of the movement and then end the turn. This turn I'm going to do a free trade agreement with this minor race. It's worth about 3,000 odd credits, so I'm going to pick up targeting specialization and a ton of money off this minor race as well. I intend to do this with the other races as well, but I'm not sure which specialization techs I want off some of them, or I actually want to research some of them before I do any trade deals. So yeah, this is a deal I'm going to do here. Honestly, this feels like cheating just because they give you so much. Stardock really needs to balance all of this bartering diplomatic system. It's a bit of a joke at the moment, honestly. But yeah, this is the deal I'm going to do, so let's accept that here. So that gets me a bit more money. I may be upgrading some ships with some money in a minute, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. I've done all of the movement for the turn, so I'm starting to group up a tiny bit. The shipyards I'm getting done. I'm getting another pauldron done. I'm starting on some ironclads. Most of those don't have enough accrued manufacturing to get them done this turn now. I think I'm probably going to get about 2 ships done this turn. Right, that's it for the turn now, so next turn. So I've got a fleet up here, I've got a fleet there, I've got a couple of fleets grouping up here. There's a spear ironclad which I can destroy some of the lone snaffy ships here. We're getting close to the point where I can declare war on them. I could do it now honestly, but I don't want them destroying a ton of shipyards in one go. I want to take out as many as possible basically in one turn. Shipyards and star bases. Right, so it's movement to do and colonies. This free trade agreement isn't quite as powerful as I thought it was. It seems to suggest that both parties get the 25% bonus, but in actuality I don't believe that's the case, having just checked one of my planets, or in fact more than one. You can't see a 25% bonus there apart from a precursor wealth anomaly. I don't believe any of the others bonuses to do with the free trade agreement either. So yeah, it just seems like it's one way actually. Still incredibly powerful though, that you can sell it for a huge amount of credits. This turn I've done the colonies now. I've got to do picking up anomalies, and then I've got to finish up most of the rest of the movements. Let's pick up some space junk. I'm pretty close now to the point where I'm highly considering declaring war against the Snaffy. It's probably going to be within the next few turns. It could even be next turn, possibly. I probably don't mind too much if I lose some shipyards or, well, some star bases to the Snaffy. But we'll see. Right, so let's count that. It's graveyards. It's capsule bud there. Constructor for free, nice. Let's come over to that graveyard. Let's pick up the space junk there. And that capsule, if I can. No free tech or percentage of tech, sadly. These transports are going to move this turn. What is that? That's another graveyard. Quick battle. Another survey ship, nice. To be honest, I don't need many more survey ships now. I think most of these anomalies have been found. I'm actually at a movement there. That was that graveyards. There's nothing nearby for that survey ship. Nothing there. What's that? Sensor. And shipyards. Right, I think I've done all of the anomaly finding for the time being, so I'm going to finish up my movement now this turn. I finished off the rest of the movement for the turn. I'm gradually moving my transports over a bit as well. I've actually upgraded some of those Cuirass ships this turn. It cost me a heck of a lot of money. I've upgraded them to the cheapest design that I still use, and that was a type of carrier ship. So that cost me a fortune. So I think there's one or two there and one there, something like that. I've got 3 ships being made this turn. Command ship there will get finished. And also there's a ironclad being made by Infernum there. And also I'm making another command ship here. I think I'm not going to start the war next turn, probably the turn after. I'm starting to locate fleets next to snaffy ships. So I've got an ironclad up next to a couple of ships there. That can deal with that fleet. I don't really have anything to deal with that lot there. That fleet can move near to that perhaps and come up here and destroy all of that lot. Up in this area of the map I really don't have any fleets though, so if the... well, it's definitely have some ships there which are probably going to cause me problems. I got good sensor coverage now all over most of the map, certainly down in this part of the map. Right, let's end the turn anyway. Losing a fortune. My ship maintenance is very, very expensive and that's going to continue to go up. So I've got to do some trade deals to get some money back in a minute. Some of my wealth worlds are getting nearish to complete though. Right, Juma I made another shipyard, so I might be using that soon. I've got 3 over here now. I've got 1 there, 1 there, so quite a lot of shipyards. I'm going to do my colonies and also most of my movement now. This is the current military power situations. We're definitely catching up now on Snathi and the Iconians for that matter. So it's definitely nearly time to start this war. I've done the colonies. Let's start to pick up some of these graveyards and various other anomalies. Doesn't look like there's another one around here. What's that? I'll come back to that later. This one, let's pick up that graveyard. Got a scout ship without a battle, surprisingly. Let's pick up that one. And we're actually out of range on that one. What's next? That can pick up that graveyard. Quick battle there. What's that? Capsule. Space junk. Extra moves. Speaking of moves, how long has that event got? 7 turns. Okay. Let's bring that down towards that capsule. That one can pick up the graveyards. Yeah, there's not too many capsules and artifacts left now. Still quite a few of those precursor anomalies, so just nowhere near my fleets, that's the only problem. Right, let's come up with this capsule there. Can I grab that this turn? Brilliant, good progress there. There's another one I can grab next turn there as well. What's left? That can pick up space junk. There's another graveyard there. There's a crusher there, which I probably need to keep this fleet near to actually. So let's, how much movement that's got? 8 moves. Right, let's destroy that first. Okay. I think there's an old cuirass coming to join that fleet, which I might want to stick in it. I'm not sure yet. So I need to get a pole run over to it. That graveyard. Quick battle there. So defender ship. There's the odds. Ooh, there's a precursor anomaly there, and there's another one there. Wormhole there. So I may want to bring this fleet over to those in a minute, but let's position this so I can destroy that next turn. Is that a movement? That one I should probably bring over to that, then come back and destroy that, I'm guessing. I think I've picked up all the anomalies I can do this turn, so I'm going to finish up the rest of the movement now, and then we'll end the turn. Movement's done this turn, so let's end the turn. Right, I believe this is the turn I'm going to be declaring war. It's not definite, but it's pretty likely.